Okay, I'm on to the final phase of the solar project. We did the mounting the unistrut video to the roof. We did the mounting the panels and wiring them series parallel. We then did the making the room for the larger batteries and wiring them in parallel. And now what I'm going to do is get the charge controller mounted. I've already gone ahead and cleared the area where I'm going to mount it. So let's go ahead and we'll take a look. So what I was thinking was maybe this area, and then I can just run the wires in that corner up and kind of mount them neatly here out of the way. Let's go grab the charge controller and see how that fits there. So I did decide to just place it here. I think this will be a really good place for it because the panels are just there, so the wiring's actually there on the ground. So I can run it and the battery up through the bottom through this corner. I thought about putting it here, but the problem with that is then I'm making the run for the battery cable longer. So let's go ahead and mark it here and get it hung, and then we'll move on to the next step. Got her all mounted. Now I'm going to climb underneath and see what it looks like actually right there. Hopefully it's easy enough for me to drill through to feed the wires up. I went ahead and drilled a hole through the floor there. I brought up this little threshold plate because the closest point that I could drill up through the floor was actually underneath it. So I figured I might get lucky and be able to lay those flat and under that plate. If not, I'll just leave that plate out because actually we just keep these totes in that corner, so those wires won't be in the way anyway. I'm going to do the same now to be able to run my 8-gauge wire for the battery through the floor in that same area, so it can also come up to the charge controller as well. I've got this 8-gauge wire through the flooring now as well that I'm going to run to the battery. I did notice that the stuff that I did have that was too short, so this definitely wouldn't have reached from the battery to where I've now put the panel, which is why I got this 10-foot run. It's a single strand or a single wire running through there has much more insulation than these. So I guess what I'm going to do is expose as little as I can to be able to put my lugs on there to connect to the battery on this end. So on this end, I will expose as little as possible to be able to reach between the negative side of this side and the positive side of that side with the lugs, and then that way the majority of it will still have this outside insulation on it. So this is the end that's going to connect to the battery. So I've just basically, since there is less insulation on these negative and positives individually, the older wire I had actually had much more insulation, but it didn't have this white insulation. Each individual strand was just heavily insulated. So that's kind of a downfall, but not such a big deal. I'm gonna just expose about that much where the positive is gonna run into the fuse, and then the negative will connect just here on this terminal. And then I have this other cable here that is going to run from the fuse to the positive terminal. I'm going to mount that fuse and then connect to the positive side of all this. So first I'm going to I'll mount that fuse, and then I will run my crimped, my cable that already came with the 2 lugs on each end. I'll run that from the positive down to the fuse there, and then put a lug on this using my crimper that I got. So I exposed the wires here, and then the lugs go on the top over the exposed wire, and then this little crimper I got just kind of lifts up, and you put the piece in there like that. And then you smack it on the top with the hammer and it'll crimp it. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to get that all crimped up real quick. Now that I have both ends with the lugs crimped and shrink wrapped, or with the shrink tubing on there, and the 40 amp fuse mounted here. I'm going to go ahead and connect the positive wire to the fuse, and then I'm going to also connect the positive that's going to run to the charge controller to the other opposite side of the fuse. So check that out. That's the positive going into the fuse. With the opposite end, I decided not to connect now, but that's nice and secured with a couple screws. I'm not sure if that's the best place for it, but for now, that's where it's going to go. Okay, the book that came with the charge controller says to connect the battery negative side first and then positive side first. I'm going to connect them in here first and then go connect them on the battery in that order. Okay, I changed my mind and I did go ahead and connect the battery, and then what I did was I followed the instructions to connect the negative side of the battery to the charge controller first, so I should be able to insert the positive side now and see what happens. Okay, let me tighten this. So I got to tighten this down now. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten this down and see what we got going. As you can see, after hooking those two up, I am now getting readings. It is reading the battery at 12.6. I did just put it on the multimeter and I was at 12.7, so maybe there's a difference in readings between the two. I'll check that, but now I'm going to go ahead and hook up the solar panels, and that is the same order it recommends. Negative first and then the positive, and I have covered the panels up there as well so that there isn't any energy flowing through the panels through these wires as I connect them. I'm going to go ahead and connect the negative and then the positive, and we should see hopefully this change from night to slightly charging. The sun is going down, but let's get that done. Okay, we've got our panels now hooked in, and I am going to go and pull the cover off of those. So let's go out and get that done, and we'll come back in and see what this is saying. Oh, it's saying now that it's getting a little sun. It must be getting a little through that panel, through that drop cloth. But I'm going to definitely go pull that off now. So now that I've uncovered the panels, the voltage has actually gone up to 12.7, and you can see it's definitely sending power over to the battery from the panels. I didn't even think about this, but I didn't have to program this because the cat that sold it to me, he used the same batteries and the same panels and the same controller. I just had to add in like some different wiring here and there, but so he had it set to 12 volt and he had it to flooded lead acid. So I'd say that's a success. So I think the last thing that I'll do is I'm going to go and now hook it up to the RV itself and see how all that is functioning. All right, we've got everything here now. The battery wire to the charge controller running through the fuse, and this is the positive for the 12 volt system on the RV. The two wires on the batteries to run it parallel, the negative running to the charge controller, and the negative running to the frame. And it is working. I hit the switch already, but we'll do it again. And this is sitting at 12.8. Still receiving. Sun's going down, but it's definitely still receiving. And this ceiling is on, so I'll hit my flood outside. My porch light. My ceiling lights. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna turn on my fridge and see if it actually works, because I've never been able to run it. Like, I had it on when the generator was running, but I didn't run the generator long enough to... Something just happened. I think it's trying to light. So that's pretty exciting. The fridge was trying to light, actually. I disconnected that propane tank earlier, so maybe it would have lit it had I not disconnected that propane tank earlier. So that's pretty exciting because it sounds like it wanted to work. And so if anything, it might need a slight bit of work to get going, but hopefully not that much. And that would be really awesome because we've been having to buy so much ice and it's been super hot a couple days, so if we can get that going, great. But hey, sorry I'm rambling. Everything worked, man. I'm freaking stoked. Thanks for coming along. If you watched my whole journey, I'm actually very, very pleased that it worked, because I would have been super bummed if I screwed up anything along the way and it didn't work as well as it seems to be working now. I did want to drill another hole before it gets too dark to run the little temperature monitor thing, so I'll do that, but I'll spare you guys that. It's just gonna plug in after I drill the hole and run it through. And then I also am gonna hook up that Bluetooth part, and I guess I'll just mount it right here and see if my phone will pick it up from the other side of the trailer, and then I can get the app going. And then maybe in a later video I'll do an update on how the system's doing and see if I've got that stuff all hooked up. But anyway, I'm tired. It's been a long day. Before I rant too much longer, thanks again for checking out my videos, and stay safe and stay sane out there.